It's Dan Masters Live. It's the wee hours of the morning, which always seems to happen. We had a hell of a crowd tonight, and you're telling me about the Augusta promotion that you're so proud of.
Yes, I was telling you that this was like 92. I was living in Tampa.
Okay.
I was still in touch with Greg Price because I had wrestled for South Atlantic Pro Wrestling in '91 before I moved to Florida. And I was down there, and Greg Price contacted me, and I was still coming up and doing some South Atlantic shows. He had TV back then, so I'd drive back from Tampa, back and forth. And they called me one time in '92, and he says,
Where was I?
well, you were 12.
I was in Cordele, Georgia.
I think I might. I don't know when I met you, but it was somewhere.
I was 12.
Right, but that's why I was wondering if you knew this. If you knew these guys that were part of the the Wide Wild World of Wrestling, WWWOW.
Similar, but a lot different to Wild Women of Wrestling.
Similar, and coincidentally or not, Bambi and Peggy Lee Leather were part of Wow.
Bambi commented on a Facebook picture of you and I from earlier today, by the way.
Well, this was back in the day.
And said that Scotty Riggs looked like Peggy Lee Leather in the picture. She posted that publicly.
That's hilarious. Like Peggy Lee Leather. That's awesome. All right, but anyway, so Greg contacts me when I'm in Tampa, and I loved Florida because, I grew up in Michigan, so all of a sudden the weather's nice, there's bitches in bikinis, and I'm getting on with my career, and everything was awesome. And then Greg Price calls me. He says, hey, he goes, how much would it take for you to move up to Georgia? And I was like, fuck that. Dude, I don't want to move to Georgia. I know, but how much would it take? How much money would it take till you would want to move up? I go, bro, why are you even asking me that? I'm getting my life going here. I'm getting all these connections. I'm networking, fucking building a name. And he said, I know, just name a price. Like, why would you even ask me that? He said, name a price. And I would go, I didn't know what to say. I've never been offered that. I was like, dude, I'd have to be able to pay my apartment. Because at the time I was bouncing at a bar and fucking odd jobbing it, because I was making like shit for money.
The good news is we came where you said. The bad news is I don't see the car.
Why is my car not here?
The car's not here.
Is the car towed?
No, it can't be.
Are we in a different parking lot?
I think we're...
I think we walked down a bit further.
I think we're in the different... It's got to be down there. But you know what? I thought we walked up on this.
It was across from some seafood fucking...
The car's got to be down here.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
So, anyway, I named a price, and I got it.
And Greg was...
It was
cool
a guarantee.
Huh?
I said, dude, I have to be able to pay my car payments, my apartment.
No negotiation with
I go,
sold.
Well, I said, well, no, he actually upped it.
What kind of promoter? This is a class.
I said, I would have to make so much money, I don't have to have another job. If I'm moving all the way up there, this would have to pay for my living. And I threw out a number, and then he upped it like $100. So how about this every week? I said, fuck, I guess I'm moving to fucking Georgia. I didn't want to, but I moved up to Augusta. Turns out there's this real estate guy, and he's investing this money. He wants to start his own company. And there was 3 people, myself, Bambi, and do you remember Chaz Rocco?
I do.
Yes. So us 3 had deals. We're getting paid a guarantee. I still don't see my fucking car.
I don't either. Dude, the car was right in that first spot.
It had, wasn't
no
it?
Shit, somebody's ribbing us because the car was in the first spot.
Is there another parking?
Am I right?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I drove us down to the other.
I was right.
I drove us all the way down to the other parking lot because that's
for the good thing. Yeah. And you know what? I went that way, and I told you, and you're like, no, the car's that way, and I said, oh yeah, you're right, way down there.
I didn't understand what you were trying to tell me. You should have spoke up, son.
Anyway. You had me confused.
So, Jim Sarver,
and I'm sober.
This real estate guy, throws all this money down and puts 3 of us on a minimum guarantee where we're making so much money every week. We all had our own separate deals. Plus
$1 bazillion.
Plus, at the time it was a gazillion for me because I was making $35 a night at the Tampa Sportatorium. Right. I wasn't making shit. And then I was bouncing for like maybe $40 a night. So but anyway, It was actually, I threw out $600. No, I threw out $500. I go, dude, it'd have to be so much money. I go, it'd have to be like, and I was nervous. I go, it'd have to be like $500. And then he goes, how about $600?
Good night. I'm telling you, this time of night. Anyway.
He goes,
600.
Yeah. And so I fucking moving up there. So I got, but plus, yeah.
Do it.
All right, makers or posers?
They're down.
They're not posing because there's nobody looking at them.
No.
They're alone.
Yeah, they're having a good night. Yeah, it's only going to get better.
Plus commission. Plus commission.
Commission off what?
Sponsorships. That was the
you were selling.
That was what I didn't know, was we were coming up there to work our asses off, and every town that we would go to wrestle, we would have to hit the town first, a couple months ahead of time.
Selling ads,
selling children's tickets, and it worked our asses off. But it was good money. It was good to learn about promotion that way. You know, I learned a lot.
That's how you learn.
That's how I learned how to fucking run shows. Then,
how it should be done.
Dude, I had it down, the whole sales pitch, and we would do like a fundraiser for, like, say,
schools, football,
yeah, if it's the school football. So then when I go to town, the coach from that school athletic football league has to take me around town, and he knows people. So he goes to Jim's Hardware, and he says, hey, you know, is Jim there? Hey, exactly. So it's a done deal. So anyway, they didn't know I was taking 25% off what they were giving me. But, man, I made some good money there for the first time. And then there was, like I said, me, Bambi, and Chaz Rocco, and that was what we did. Every fucking little town here in Georgia. Claxton, fucking Swainsboro. I'm driving down the highway looking at all these little towns. I'm like, oh my God, I've wrestled.
If they got a high school, you could run.
Every single one of them, yeah. But that was a big part of my career, and that was like...
it's hard to walk on the cobblestone. Even if you're sober, it's hard to...
That was when I moved up here. And then I went to WCW, and then after WCW, that company like kind of fell apart when I was in WCW. And then Greg Price and I continued the same operation by ourselves without those other guys. We didn't have any money for a guarantee, but me and Greg would run. He would book the shows. I'd hit the town, get all the sponsors, get all the money, sell a shitload of gimmicks, and that was business. You know?
You had a ladies match, a midget match, a battle royal.
You know what happened to Chaz Rocco?
What happened?
Apparently, the way the story goes, his wife and he owned a tanning salon, and up in, because it's an F, not Fresno. It's up like east of Columbia, Fayetteville.
Fayetteville, no. North Carolina.
Maybe it's Fayetteville. No, what's east of Columbia? Like if you keep going east.
I don't know.
All right, well, I haven't been around these parts in a long time, so I can't remember what that town is. But anyway, Chaz Rocco and his wife had a tanning salon, and one night he saw some people, a couple dudes breaking into a car, and there's a car lot where they sold cars across the street or next door or some shit, and he ran over there trying to be a hero. They beat the shit out of him, slammed his head in the car door over and over and over again, gave him brain damage, he fucking died.
Jeez, yeah, that's one way to go out.
Chaz Rocco is no more. Whoa, wow.
That's heavy. So you fell in love with...
No, man, we're good, thanks.
We're just walking around. We're just walking around. So you fell in love with the Peach State, huh? You keep coming back, I mean...
I go where the money is. Could be Savannah today, could be Madrid, Spain tomorrow, Tokyo, Japan the next day, London, England, Paris, France, whatever. I'm in demand, yo. I got fans all over the world.
A lot of wrestling fans, and I know you get asked, this question probably more than any other would be, when are you going back to the WWE? That's what everybody asks. So I don't want to ask you that question because everyone else is asking, but I do want to ask you that when you do go back, or if you do go back, you'll have a provision in your clause that says you have someone that carries your bags. Because I've been trying to get a gig full-time on the road for years.
Carrying bags?
I'll take it.
That's a skill, man.
I will take it.
That is a skill.
Now they even have people that have their own personal ring announcers.
Hey.
Hey.
Exactly. Now you know what I'm talking about.
So, yeah, what an adventure it's been. That's just one of many stories.
Yes, there are many, many, many stories to the Naked City, whatever the fuck that means. Georgia. I got paid to do it, got a guarantee, came to Augusta, worked for WCW under Mike Graham, who shot himself in the head about 2 days ago and killed himself, which is crazy. He was my boss in WCW in 92 to the summer of 93 when I quit, and then me and Greg Price ran GP's All-Star Wrestling, and then that's what I was doing. You know, I started wrestling in Japan in 93. That's where I'd make a bunch of money. And
I remember seeing video and magazines.
All uphill since then.
All Japan Tag Team League with you in the magazine. I remember.
I did a tag team tournament one time. Dory Funk Jr. was my partner. I still have the plaque, the big ass plaque from that, which was cool.
So is there a retirement from the ring anytime soon, or you're just going to keep doing this stuff?
Dude, I don't know. I go with the flow. I just go with the flow. I don't worry about shit. That's kind of my default system, my nature. And I can tell you right now, after wrestling professionally for, 22, 23 years, the problem with being RVD is that you're judged by normal people standards, because normal people, they go by how they feel, and a lot of people look at me as someone that's, that should be feeling old, but I fucking don't. I don't. My body doesn't feel much different than it did when I was in my 20s. So I could continue to do this for a long time. I feel like I could lift whatever I could in the gym. I feel like I could do any flips.
Could you still do anything.
The Van Damme lift? Fuck yeah. Every once in a while I get called on it.
Really?
Every once in a while I'll be filming something.
I remember those pictures that we had with the...
Absolutely. I had to do it a couple... it was last year or the year before. We were shooting some bullshit at a comedy club, and they called me on it. I had to do it across a couple chairs, and I was like lifting weights for a little skit that we did. I never did that as part of my workout. It was always just for the
photo
camera. Yeah, but fuck yeah, I still do it.
That's great.
Once in a while. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm still at my best. So I would imagine my spirit will burn out before my body, and I hope that is the case.
As long as you're having fun, why stop?
Well, it's not even about that. It's business. It's a great job. We all have to fucking work, and I mean, I make a lot of money.
Do you call it work or a job if you're enjoying what you do?
Yes.
You still.
If you have to do
or
it.
a source of income.
What's the difference? A source of income is a job.
I think most people say work is a negative. Oh, I gotta go to work. I don't want to go to work, right? I got a job.
I disagree, man. I love doing business, and there's like...
I like that. I like that. Love doing business.
Yes,
okay, that's good, too.
And I have a million projects on my own that I'm involved in. I got a bunch of irons and a lot of fires, production projects, writing projects,
we don't talk about that stuff on
merchandise.
We don't talk about that
well,
stuff.
it's all stuff that none of it's really at a point where I can talk about it yet because it's all still developing. None of it is making money yet. All my money just comes from wrestling, but with wrestling, it's business. I came here to Savannah tonight, nice little piece of business. Is it work?
And you saw a lot of friends.
But it is work. It's my job. It's what I do. Would I rather fucking get paid to stay home,
Throw my back
do
out.
whatever the fuck I want every day? Yeah, that'd be sweet. Win the lottery.
I asked Riggs earlier, Scotty Riggs was with us, and I asked him, I said, what are you doing now? He says, nothing. He says,
yeah.
I said, wow, must be nice.
Right, but now I have an expensive lifestyle that I have to fucking keep up. You know what I mean? I have a lot of shit besides houses and offices and paying for a couple lives because of, my wife and everything that I support. It's like, I enjoy my life, but it's something that, I do have to keep doing business, and you know, at this point, when it comes to wrestling, what I have, besides my physical gifts, which are obvious, besides that, I also have over 20 years of experience, which you can't fucking buy.
And a lot of Twitter followers.
Yeah, but when I look at the other wrestlers and shit, you know, and I'm like, I realize the value that I have can't be bought because I've done this for so long. If you've done anything and you've been an expert at it for 20 years, that's like, that puts you in a place in life ahead of anybody. If I had been, whatever, if I had liked baseball and I'd been playing baseball, you know, for fucking 20 years.
Scrubbing floors at Walmart for 5 years,
Exactly,
and you know more about it than the
dude.
guy that's making minimum wage doing the same thing.
He starts out and you're like, that guy does not know what 10 years into it, he doesn't know what he's doing if you've been doing it 20 years. That's value for that.
You can't catch up.
But there's a lot of other shit that I want to do in life. A lot of other shit excites me. And I have a lot of other interests and a lot of other plans for the future. So I don't know about retiring. I don't know. You know, it's like, it's something that, you know, I'm kind of like in tune with life and I'll see what happens. But since I'm not really slowing down physically unless I'm politically slowed down by the environments of what my job is for that night, if it's not for that, then I'm still good to go. You know, a lot of times wrestling seems to get in the way of other shit that I want to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have a writing project that, like, for the last 6 months, I've done like 2 or 3 pages because I've been so fucking busy, you know? I would like to see that change, but it'll probably happen naturally at its own pace.
Before we run out, and the last question I have, since you mentioned politically, will you be on the campaign trail 2020 with Austin Aries as he runs for president of this country? That we
I'm going to learn more about that campaign and what he's behind, and I'd say there's a good chance. We've talked about it several times. And
I think I've got the exclusive on that. I don't think anyone else has asked you about Austin Aries' 2020 campaign
you're right.
for president.
I have not been asked about that. That is absolutely 100% correct.
One thing I've learned about knowing you since the age of 12 is I can never stump you on a question. You have an answer for everything.
But not too often a short answer. Have you noticed
Right.
that?
We're running out of time here on the YouTube exclusive, and I got to get to the car once again. And there's been spots of this that were in the dark, but hey, who hasn't? We're going the wrong way on a one-way street,
No,
man.
it's do not enter after this point. If we're up to here, we're cool.
Hey, if you say so.
Like this, yeah.
Thanks a lot. Got to go. See you next time around. Later. Catch you at the matches.